Governor, listen, I saw the president's comments over the weekend, and I hear a lot of people from out of state. I know we've talked about it before, but I want you to be able to explain it again to folks who may not understand. You really don't have any power under the Georgia Constitution to do anything other than what you've done.
Right, and a lot of these duties, per the Constitution, the laws, the way everything's set up, all the Secretary of State's office, the one legal duty I have, and state law calls for this, is to basically, quote, authorize the certification that Secretary Raffensperger did again today. So by law, I had to do that, and I have done that. That being said, I continue to support and have continued to say the fastest way to resolve any outstanding issues for the Trump campaign or any other campaigns in Georgia is through the legal systems that we have set up and through the court of law. And I know there's, still lawsuits or potential lawsuits that are out there that are in play or could be in play since the new certification triggers another potential round of that, and I remain supportive of that.
Now, let me ask you the question about the special session, because some of the Trump supporters and the president himself, I think, have urged a special session of the legislature, and I'm not sure what good that would get anyone, since the Supreme Court says you can't, any of those laws that you pass couldn't be effective for the current election.
Well, that's what's unfortunate. A lot of misinformation out there, and I know people are very frustrated and want something done. But overturning the electors is not a legal option. It's constitutionally, will not hold mustard. I've been very clear in that and honest with people. I know some people don't like that answer. But, Eric, you watched it. I put my hand on the Bible when I was sworn in and took an oath to protect and defend the laws and Constitution of this state and the Constitution of the United States, and that's what I'm doing. Republicans always want us to put judges on the bench that follow the law and rule on the law and not make it. But I think our elected officials, they take that same type oath, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to, that's what I've been doing. It's what I'm going to continue to do. There's been a lot of men and women that have given their life in service of this country to protect those laws and that Constitution, and it served us well in this country for a long time. And this January 5th runoff that we've got is really going to save us from a lot of people that want to change our Constitution and this republic that we have. And I, for one, am fighting to reelect David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler to preserve that, regardless of, all the legal maneuvering that's going on in the presidential race here in Georgia.
Well, and there's a lot of it. Hey, real quick, and I know you're on a limited time, but I just wanted to ask you real quick. I'm hearing more and more about the post-Thanksgiving spike in the virus, and I know you've been dealing with that as much as everything else, and wanted to get your take on it.
Yeah, we're definitely tracking that. We're in constant contact with hospitals around the state. There's, a heavier volume coming in the hospital. They're holding their own now. We're working with them on staffing and other things as the CARES Act funding runs out into the year. I know the Congress and the president and a lot of other people working on that as well. So we're engaged in that. I want to continue to urge people to follow the guidance. We are seeing a spike here. Thankfully, we haven't seen it like it's been around the rest of the country. I hope that we don't, but we are ready to weather that storm. But it is imperative that our citizens continue to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Just try to be smart, social distance, wear your mask, follow the guidance, don't do things you don't need to, and let's flatten this curve so we can keep our economy open and keep rolling. And that is my intention on what to do, Eric. I do not want to shut down again. We can do both things here in Georgia, protect lives and livelihoods. And I think when you look at places like California and New York, people are revolting because of being shut down again. And, we're just not going to do that in Georgia, but we also have to protect lives and help our folks that are working long hours and fighting COVID on the front lines in our hospitals, our public health departments, and in our nursing homes and other places.
Well, look, I appreciate what you're doing, and you guys have definitely been in my prayers. I know this was a rough weekend for y'all, and just thank you for stopping by.
Thanks. Have a great day, and we really have felt the prayers out there. It has been just an unbelievable week from a tragedy standpoint for our family, especially for Lucy and the Deals as well. But I appreciate your prayers.
Thank you. Governor Brian Kemp, and for those of you who don't get the reference, his daughter's boyfriend, Harrison Deal, worked for Kelly Loeffler, was killed Friday. in a car wreck in Pooler on his way to the vice president's event, and the governor's plans got disrupted over the weekend as a result because of it. So they've really been in my prayers. It's been a rough weekend for the family with all that.